Because when you're writing songs, it's really easy to just get in your own little world with it, and you kind of forget that people are listening sometimes. But to actually have that like face-to-face interaction, you can see people enjoying the music and like knowing the music. That's just like, I still can't believe it. It's mad. Hey, my name's Sophie. Today I'm performing my song Supermarket, which is the post-breakup song you probably don't want your ex to hear because it might make them cry. Honestly, one of the easiest songs on the project that we wrote. I mean, none of the songs on the new project, and not really any of my songs, to be honest, have been like agonised over in terms of the song. And I feel like when you're writing a song, if you're agonising over it probably means it's like not going to come. So like all of them have sort of been fairly like pain-free to write, but this one especially just sort of like fell out and it was there. And we were like, wow, this is fucking amazing. I do think it's like my favourite song on the project because it's a bit different, like it's a bit sad. And I don't usually write sad songs, but when I do write sad songs, I don't know, it just feels really nice to have that sort of change of pace. And I think how it comes across in this session is exactly how I would want it to be received, just like stripped back acoustic guitar, the way we wrote it. Being kind of funny in songs is quite important to me because I think music should just be about having fun. And I think the second I decided not to take songwriting too seriously was when I started to get a lot better at it and like really enjoy making music and like enjoy the process. So I think, yeah, just being super like carefree with it and just not overthinking lyrics and taking inspiration from like stuff that I hear on the tube, like stuff that my friends talk to me about, like a line that I hear in a TV show. It's kind of, I don't really have a formula for it, to be honest. It's just sort of whatever comes out. In my room, like when I first started writing songs, I was doing it over like Splice beats and YouTube beats in lockdown, like in my room. And I didn't know anything about music. I didn't know anything about songwriting. I just knew, shit, I love this. I really want to do this. But it just felt like a black hole of like nothingness. Like I didn't even know what I didn't know. And a lot of that was quite uncomfortable, like moving past that feeling of like, shit, I don't know what I'm doing. But I think pushing through that and just being like believing in myself made me a lot more confident. And then when I started working with collaborators, like other songwriters and stuff, that's when it just becomes way more fun because you got people to like bounce off. It's not just me sat in a room like overthinking every line. I think it's, yeah, when you can draw together like loads of people's influences, that's my most preferred way to work. And I think it's more fun. Like me and my band do everything together. Like I met them all through Instagram. I had needed a band for a live show and I put out a little public service announcement on my Instagram stories being like, hey, really need a band, who wants to be in my band? And then them for the first 4 people that replied, to be honest. No, I'm joking. They actually were, but it was lucky. Yeah, I just feel like building the team and everything, it all just sort of felt very, this sounds so wanky, but like super serendipitous, just like everything just falling into place, all the right people there. Like from day one, I've never questioned anything about any of the band or my team. And yeah, it's just been really amazing to like build those friendships through music. And I do think like when you're making friends with a shared passion, the friendships just get like so much more intensified and you become really close really quickly. Once I started playing songs live with the band, then I was like, okay, these need to be a thrashier, these need to be more upbeat. Like you kind of then fall in love with like the party starters and the ones that are going to get people moving when you're playing it live and thinking about like the dynamics of the band. So I think that has really like played into the stuff that we've been writing recently, which is so fun. Like it's amazing to go into a session and write a synth part and be like, fuck yeah, James is going to absolutely love that. And like it's so fun to write with the band in mind. And I feel like a lot of these new songs we've sort of developed around the live set. I don't know, I feel as though the first project, I'm super proud of it, but it was kind of me just like finding my feet, finding my sound, and now it's really developed into this new collection of songs, which I think I've never been more proud of anything in my whole life. I genuinely think all of the songs are fucking amazing. Like all of the people that I've worked with on them have been amazing. It's the same team that we had from the beginning, and it's just been so nice to like see everyone growing and like making new stuff together that just, in my opinion, keeps getting better every time. Like it's so fulfilling. When I started making music, I didn't really even think about having a fan base or anything like that. And that has been really amazing, just to see people connect with the songs and like form relationships with the songs and stuff. And I think I can pick out 2 examples in like my career so far where that's really hit home. One of them was at Truck Festival last year, because we went and we had no expectations of it, didn't know any friends going or anything. We were like, oh God, there'll be like 10 people there or whatever. And the tent was like absolutely rammed. everyone was singing, everyone knew all the words, and me and the boys were like, holy shit. We're like, this now feels bigger than just me and Ed sat in a room, like, with our acoustic guitar, or like my mum commenting on all my Instagrams being like, love this. Like, that feels bigger than just our little world. I have certain people who've been following us for a long time that I like know them by name and like we'll chat and stuff, and I can always pick them out in a crowd, and I know which one's their favourite songs, and I can see them, and I love watching people. It's kind of creepy. But yeah, it's just really nice to see how people have sort of like made the songs their own and what each song means to different people. It's like, yeah, it's like the biggest privilege of my life. It's amazing. Balancing full-time work and music, like a lot of us have to do, is really hard. I'm not going to lie, like it is hard. It's hard when you go from, especially with music, when like obviously most people who are in music are in it because you just, like I said earlier, like eat, sleep, shit, music, like you're obsessed with it. And it's really hard to like take your brain elsewhere, and it's more like mentally draining rather than like physically. So like last year in festival season, we'd drive to a festival Friday night, play the festival, come back, drive back Sunday, straight into work on Monday morning. And like if you're doing that again and again, it's just like massive serotonin highs and like huge lows, and it is hard. But if you want to like push yourself forward in a way that is going to get you to where you can do music full time, like you got to make sacrifices, and that's what I'm trying to do. But because of that, that's why I think it's even more important to build a team who are your mates, and like, so it's not feeling like work. I look back to me 2-3 years ago, and she would be so gassed that I'd be sitting here today and doing what I do now. And I don't take that for granted at all. I think the best and the thing I'm most proud of is my team, and like the friends that I've made, and like the relationships that we've built, and what we'll go on to do. Like, I have complete confidence that we'll do amazing stuff because we're all great at what we do, and like we all love each other and we all love the project. So I think that's probably what I would give myself the biggest pat on the back for. The rest of it's just luck.